Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make this surprisingly easy to make treehouse. Before we begin, I would like to show you around a little bit. So, the way that you navigate the treehouse, it's very simple. We start down here all the way at the entrance and we can go through this door and we have a lot of survival resources surrounding us. But we can come through this door here, which leads us into the trunk of the tree, and we can climb all the way up the trunk, which takes us onto the second level of the treehouse, which allows us access to this second room, and here is where we keep a bed and some more valuable items. If you like this video, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out so much, guys. You've got no idea. Liking is the best way that you can help me and support the channel. And that's pretty much everything. It's quite a simple build, it's easy to make, and I think we should get this thing started. So before we begin, I should tell you that the treehouse will only require a 21 block area by about a 14 block area. That's 21 blocks going from left to right and 14 blocks going from front to back. When it comes to the height of the treehouse, you can change that, so I'm not going to give you a value for that. We also need all of these materials that you can see in my inventory right now. We're going to be beginning with the ones in the hotbar, but we will need all of these others and maybe even some more. Please make sure that you have all of these. Pause the video if you have to. You might even want to make this grid in your world to help better plan out your build. And if you do all of those things, once you've done, pause the video if necessary, we can begin. So, if you make this grid in your world, I'm going to recommend you start on the very front right hand corner of your grid. And you want to count inwards by 2. 1, 2. You then want to count left 1. This is where we're going to start. We're going to begin with a row of 4 oak wood coming up from the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then extend the 4th block inwards by 1. Up 1. Left 1. Up 1. Left by 2. 1, 2. Go down 1. Left 1. Down 1. Left 1. And connect that block downwards. So we want to have something which should very much look like this. Now once you have that, you also want to take the very top block and place an oak wood on top of it so that it's all pointy and such. And we also want to create an entrance. So the door is actually going to sit right in the middle of what we've made. So it'll be here, which means left and right of that, we want to place an oak wood plank. And above the oak wood plank, place another plank. And on top of those second oak wood planks, we actually want to place an upside down spruce wood stair facing inwards like this. And you want to place a spruce wood slab behind this. Or in between them, I should say. And then we want to, behind the spruce wood, we want to place glass. So all of the stairs, all of the slabs, glass. And then where you place the glass, you also want to fill in the gaps that you have left. You want to fill them in using oak wood. So you'll have a pattern which should look like this, but the end goal of that is to, from the outside, have something which should look like that. Now, once you've done that, we're going to use spruce fence to fill in all of the other gaps in the front of the house. So something like that, I think, looks pretty cool. And just to give this context, like literally like a door is going to be placed here, or maybe even here actually, under the glass would be better, just like 1 block inwards. Something like that would look absolutely fantastic. So just to give context to the glass, basically, that's where the entrance is going to be. Now what we also want to do is we want to build around the rest of the house. We want to build up the walls and stuff. So we are going to take every single one of these oak wood blocks that we have on the right hand side, the row of 4, and we want to place a row of 7 oak planks going towards the back of the build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we want to place as many rows going backwards from the oak wood as it takes. All of the rows are equal in size. We then want to place a row of oak wood behind the oak wood planks like this. And then take the top oak wood and extend it inwards by 1. And then up 1, right 1, up 1, right by 2, 1, 2, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, and connect down. Like that. Perfect. What we are then going to do is we are going to fill in the back of this. So you can either choose to fill in the back of this build using oak wood planks where the oak woods are, or if you want to have a bit of a bigger area on the back, maybe you just want to fill in where the oak woods connect together. If you want to get fancier, perhaps you want to make a window of some sort, maybe knock out a couple of blocks in the middle, add some glass, maybe add a windowsill perhaps. You could even use the wooden trapdoors to create a bit of an effect around the window. And then what else could you do? I mean, you could then use maybe some spruce wood slabs above that just to like box things in a bit. And then you could use some spruce wood fence like this to kind of like build in around the window. And if you then further wanted to, maybe you could add a little bit of light around the area by adding a torch. I, however, have chose to leave this blank. For the sake of the tutorial, I have added a little bit extra on the back. Some sort of design like this would be fine, another entrance, a simpler window, maybe even some potted plants, but I'm just throwing some ideas at you guys. Well anyway, once you have that taken care of, we want to come to the left front side of the house. So we've made the right wall, let's make the left wall. It's a bit different. So we want to take the very front bottom left hand oak wood plank block for this house. And we want to place 2 oak wood planks coming back from this block. 1, 2. Then we want to place a spruce wood. And we want to expand that spruce wood to the left by 1. Then as we're looking down at the ground, place an up left diagonal. 1 above. An up right diagonal, 1 to the right, a bottom right diagonal, 1 coming down. So now you can see where the trunk of the tree is actually kind of like built into, right? So knowing that, we can place oak wood planks coming backwards from the rows of oak wood, and we just want to be wary not to interfere with the tree trunk, if that makes sense. So you can see we're going to be building the tree trunk. It's almost as if we've built the house around the tree trunk, but we've started with the house instead of the tree. You guys get the idea. We then want to place upon every single spruce wood block that we have at least 8 more rows of spruce. So on top of every block, add 8 spruce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is where I am going to stop for myself. And you want to do that on top of every single spruce block. Now, you can go higher. There's actually nothing to stop you going higher. If you wanted to make it 20, 30, 40, 50, whatever, it doesn't really matter how high you go. As long as it's not too crazy, it'll look fine. I like the idea of the houses being quite close together, because that's pretty much where it is. They're only one room, but they are like full-on houses. So I want something which should look like that, okay? Now, why don't we build the roof a little bit? No, actually, I don't want to build the roof just yet, because I want to develop the tree a little bit more first. So, once you have the tree itself, the tree trunk, and this is a very basic tree trunk, by the way, very, very basic indeed. What you want to do is you want to take the top block of the tree trunk, which is, okay, so let me explain this better. You come all the way to the top of the trunk, right? And you locate these 2 spruce wood blocks. These 2, yeah, on the left. Place oak wood planks on top of them, like that. You then want to extend the first oak wood plank towards you by 1. And then you want to place an oak wood, preferably facing downwards, like this. On top of that oak wood, you want to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then move left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left by 2, 1, 2. Go down 1, left 1, down 1, left 1, down by 3. 1, 2, and 3. Just like that. And we also want to make it pointy at the top. By the way, I also noticed we didn't make it pointy on the back of the house earlier on. They both want to be pointy. Both of these points. The points want to be pointy. Yeah, I just said that. Okay, now that you've done that, I'm actually going to build a little bit more of the frame before we move on. So, behind the sides of the oak wood rows that we have, so we've got 2 rows of 4, we want to place 5 rows of oak wood planks coming backwards from the oak wood. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And we want to have 5 rows of oak wood planks coming behind every single one of the long rows of oak wood. So that wants to be on both sides to help build up the sides of the house, like that. So that's the left and right side. And then we want to place oak wood behind that. So we want to place oak wood behind the oak wood planks. I feel as though that I'm going kind of fast with this, but we've done this one time already, so I do apologize. So you can see that we've built up the 2 side walls. They're 5 rows of oak wood planks and then a row of oak wood. And then we want to take the top blocks and we want to move them inwards using oak wood. And then up 1. And then inwards. And then up 1. Then inwards. And take the middle block and extend it up by 1, just like that. Now, on this particular back of the house, I'm going to fill in the very back of it using oak planks. Now, the reason for this is very simple. It's just because you elicit a little bit more room by doing this. That's pretty much the whole deal. That's why we have the oak planks. Now, once you have done that, you've kind of got to figure out where the platform's going to go. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is we have to add a platform to the second story of the treehouse so that we can actually walk around in the house and so that we can access it from the tree trunk. So we're going to start at the back here and we need spruce wood slabs. So we want to place a row of spruce wood slabs underneath the back left hand part of the treehouse here, just going around the edge underneath it. We also want to have spruce wood slabs coming across the back like this. And we also want to extend those slabs coming towards the front like that. And then we want to extend the spruce wood slabs out in front of the treehouse itself by, it's as many rows as you like, but let's say 3, okay? 1, 2, and 3. And then we have to extend it to the right. So you can begin by extending it as far right as the house itself. However, you will have to extend it further. You see, the entrance to get to the second level, you're probably going to pop out around here. Let me show you. So, the door will probably be about here, right? And just to kind of illustrate this better, so you'll come in through the main entrance, which is here. What did I just place? You come in through the main entrance, which is here. You'll access the inside of the tree. You'll have a row of ladders inside of the tree coming all the way up here. And you'll also have a floor at the top of the inside of the tree so that you can actually climb up it. Which means you would exit back onto the tree round about there. Which means that we want to use spruce wood slabs to create a platform to walk out onto. So you can extend these spruce wood slabs at, let's say, another 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we want to start bringing it inwards. But maybe we'll delete that third block and then we'll start bringing it inwards. In 1, right 1. Then in 1, right 1. And then we'll do another right. And then we'll extend it back. So we want to extend it back. and we want to connect it to the back of the tree like this. So, just, you know, yours doesn't have to look exactly like this, but something like that would actually be really good. And then you just want to fill the base of the tree in. You want to fill in all of the area that you've kind of just like made using oak wood slabs. So this is going to be the interior of the platform that we are going to be walking around on. This is where we're going to be climbing up to. We'll be walking around on, and that, well, I don't know what else to tell you. That's exactly what we're making. So, you know, something like that would look fantastic. And it was actually kind of like an unwise idea. You know how we placed it was kind of stupid of me. You know how we placed these spruce woods? Well, I placed oak wood on top of them, oak wood planks. We don't want to cover that. We actually really don't want to cover that at all. But yeah, we want to have a nice platform that should look like this. And I'm also going to fill in the platform underneath. We just got these 2 blocks and maybe more. Do we have more? We can turn these into oak wood slabs instead. Yeah, so that's nice. We've kind of got a platform. We've kind of got a house sort of established. We also want to place spruce fence going all the way around the edge of the platform as well. We just want to place some spruce fence like this. It's going all the way around the edge of what we've just made like this. It's looking pretty good. We also want to extend all of these spruce woods upwards as well by a number that you're comfortable with. Like another 8 would be fine actually. Like if we place 8 spruce woods on top of all of these pre-existing spruce woods, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll go 9. I like the number 9. I don't know why. I like numbers that are like multiples of 3, especially for building. Like they always seem to go quite nicely. Multiples of 3. You almost always want odd numbers whenever you build stuff. Why? I don't know. It's just because like doorways and stuff are like 1 block thick, and it kind of just goes together. But so far we should just have something that should look like this. Okay, you know, something normal, something pretty decent looking. We've got our platform. We've kind of got the shell of the house together. Let's do a couple more things before we focus ourselves on the house. We're going to come all the way back to the base, okay? So we're coming to the base of the tree trunk. And the best way that I can describe this is we messily want to add blocks of spruce to the tree trunk to look like the base of an actual tree. So like you would expect like roots or something to look, you kind of want to do something like that, you know? You guys have seen trees in the wild before. You guys know what they look like. We also want to add some treeage like to this part of the build as well. So like where just kind of like built into the roof of the lower house, we just want to have a few blocks of spruce, something like that, you know? So the tree isn't just like going straight up, it's organic. It's, you know, it's got a little bit of something to it. We also want to use spruce wood, and this is where we might have done a silly. We also want to place a spruce wood branch that like comes underneath the platform right in the middle, so like coming straight from the tree. We kind of want to have like a spruce wood branch like this, right? That kind of like supports that part of the tree house. And the branch wants to be quite thick, so you know, add some blocks to it in a manner that you find, you know, works for you. Something like this would work quite well. Something that looked like that would work quite nicely. And we also want the spruce wood to be underneath the basically, like where we've just placed all of the oak wood slabs, we also want to have the spruce wood. I probably should have placed this first, but I didn't think about it, okay? I'm very sorry, but I'm a dummy, and I forgot. But, you know, something like that, so that the treehouse is actually being full-on supported by the branch. It looks a lot better like that, don't you think? Plus, what we can also do, we can do it now, is we can use oak leaves, and we can add a whole bunch of oak leaves around this particular part of the branch. So, basically, in an effort to try and make this look more realistic, we're just going to be adding some branches. I mean, if you're making some sort of like winter tree house, then, you know, obviously there wouldn't be any leaves, or unless it's like an evergreen, but something like that would look just fine, like that. Just, yeah, it just looks more natural like that. You might want to chuck some more leaves on there or not. It's up to you. I'm not going to go too crazy in depth. Once you've done that, we're going to detail the house a little bit more. So this house is almost identical to the house down below, except for the fact that it isn't as long. But the entrance is in the same place. So the entrance to this house is here. Okay? So the entrance, it's right in the middle and one row inwards, like that. You want to place oak wood planks either side of the door, left and right. And the oak wood planks want to be 2 rows high, like this. So that is where the oak wood is, and it's just either side of the door, like that. We also want to place upside down spruce wood stairs facing inwards on top of the oak wood planks, with a spruce wood slab connecting them together in between. And we want to use glass behind the stairs and the slab, like this, so we just want to have something which should look like that. That's perfect. And to finish the detail, there's not that much detail, we just want to add oak wood planks, basically just covering up all of the empty space that we would otherwise see from the outside. So something like that would look good. And I don't know why I like this effect. I've literally never done this before, but I do like the effect. What have I done? What have I done? We want to place spruce wood fence all the way in between all of that. So I kind of like that. I don't know why, but you know, you've got the same premise as you have like down below as well. We've done quite a bit of detailing on the tree. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to, let me see if we have anything left on the houses themselves other than the roofs. Oh, or if you want to, you can add like, you know, like a window and stuff to the back of the house. I wouldn't recommend it though, because there's limited space inside as there is, and windows kind of limit where you can place stuff on the inside, which irritates me. But maybe you want to add like windows and stuff to this particular house. Anyway, next thing we want to do is we want to add the roofs. And the roofs are so simple, guys. They're pretty much totally oak wood stairs. And the oak wood stairs start on the left hand side of the houses, like this, right on the sides, and they build up all the way to the top, going from front to back. You guys know how roofs work, right? At the top, you want to use oak wood slabs, like this, and then building down the opposite side, once again, you just want to have your oak wood stairs, like just building down the opposite side. This is going to be very tricky. I can tell this right now. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Yes, there we go. Perfect. Just like so. And here as well. Also here. And what on the back too, like here and here. And look straight down. There we go. So there you can see, very basic roof. However, we then want to make them overhang by 1 row. So all of the blocks, every single one of them, make them overhang by 1 row. This includes the slabs, this includes all of the stairs, like that. And then place upside down spruce wood stairs underneath every single one of the blocks. So coming all the way up to the top, spruce wood stairs upside down. The ones at the top are facing forwards like that. And then you have a bit more of a detailed roof without having to put in very much effort whatsoever. And it still looks good. That's the whole point of these houses. Like this house in particular, like the tree house. It's supposed to look quite natural. It's supposed to be quite simple. And I do think that it is quite easy to build, or at least I hope it is. I don't think it's a difficult one by any means. It might be quite big, but I don't think it's complicated. You guys will be the judge. But you know, we now have something which should look like that, right? Is it just me that thinks that it looks a little bit stupid not having more leaves on this part? I'm sorry, I like ADD or something, but I need to add a little bit more leafage here, just because it looked a bit odd. Yeah, that looks a little bit better to me anyway. So that's that roof complete. However, we do have another one, so we're gonna work our way down again, and it's the same thing that we've just done. Like, we stack up the rows of oak wood stairs as the roof material until we get to the top, in which we use a row of oak wood slabs coming all the way to the back. And I'm just going to build down the opposite side of the roof because the other side is going to bug me. I can almost see it now. And then we do the same thing, right? So we place the rows of oak wood stairs. I hope I'm not rushing this. I feel as though that I'm kind of going a little bit faster. Once again, if so, I do apologize. But we've done this once already, and roofs are so simple, especially these ones, although some can not be simple. But they all want to overhang, and we just want to place the blocks in between. Oh, another bad one. Yikes. How about this? Can we? Where have I just placed them? Ah, there we go. At least I got that one. What have I done? I'll just leave them there. I don't know what I've just done. I've just placed them somewhere on the inside of the house. I'll go and sort that out afterwards. But yeah, we want them all to overhang the back like this, as well as they will the front. And then we want to place the upside down stairs. Like this. The back of the house does look quite good with the window, I will admit that, but it does depend on whether you want to add the window or not. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the times you can add too many windows and then you can't place stuff on the inside of the house, otherwise it sticks to the glass and it looks awful. So that's why sometimes I tend not to put as many windows in, or give you the option to add them in yourself, rather than me add them into the builds. But now we have something that should look like that, right? Hang on, why does that look weird? It doesn't, never mind. It kind of looked like an optical illusion from here. It just looked like a normal, solid spruce wood plank block. But maybe I'm going crazy. Where did I place these? Ahaha, there you are, here and here. So now, we've got a pretty good foundation, right? So we have our two houses, we have the trunk, we have the way to get up to the top. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to add the leaves at the top. This is going to be one of the more depressing parts of the tutorial. I'll show you why. Grab your leaves and come to the top of the build. You can literally start anywhere as long as you're at the top of the tree. Begin by making if you start at the top side of the tree on the left, you want to begin by making a shape with your oak leaves. Or jungle leaves. Jungle leaves are a lot better in my opinion. Now, the goal of this shape is to look reminiscently like a jelly bean. That's kind of the shape that we're going for, right? I'm going to make you the shape. Your shape does not have to be like mine, and you do not have to spend a lot of time on this. However, the more time you spend on it, the better it's most likely going to look. You're looking to make the shape of a jelly bean very much like what I'm doing now. You kind of want to have a shape that should look like that. Now, I did say reminiscent of a jelly bean, which means not exactly like one. I'm not sure that the leaves that we've just placed are actually big enough either. I think that I might have maybe not done a big enough area. But the idea is to have kind of like a jelly bean shape. I'm going to keep using the jelly bean thing. You kind of want to have like a jelly bean shape that looks like that, right? Or a potato. Whatever. The point is you want to have a shape like this at the top of your tree. And maybe the problem is that it doesn't come out enough on the left-hand side, right? And this is what I mean. When I say you can spend a while on this, I do mean that. Yeah, that's a bit better, right? So we want the leaves to come over a bit more. That's not a bad shape. So you want to make a shape kind of like that. It's kind of like an oval shape, something like this. This is how you can make some decent shaped trees. And we want to take the outline of what we've just made, right? So we want to take the outer blocks, or most of them. You don't have to take all of them. And we want to extend the blocks forwards. And the goal here is to end up with a shape that we've just extended that forwards, right? And this is the shape that we're going to be working with to like build up the tree. And we're going to take this shape that we've just made and we're going to extend it forwards by another row. But we also want it to look natural. So what I'm going to recommend is you don't extend every block, right? you don't take every single block, you just take some of them. So, like, you don't want to extend every single block that you've placed. You want to take some from the inside as well, right? So you want to take some inside blocks, but you do still want to take some of these side blocks. I'm doing this quite fast, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize, but the reason for this is it's going to take a long time to do. But it's all about building layers. If I can like give you a bit of a word of advice, so like that, right? You can see that we've taken the shape and we've extended it forwards. We want to have a row of leaves that is about in line with the tree before we start majorly shrinking it. You see, the next layer that we're going to do is going to it's kind of going to go around the inside again, but this time it's going to be a lot more drastic this time. So we're going around the inside and we're extending the leaves one row towards us, but we're doing it this time at a much greater magnitude. Basically, we want to shrink it faster. Because eventually we do want to end up with a pretty cool shape. Like it wants to look natural above all other things, and I am not going to spend ages and ages and ages on this for this particular tree, because I've already made this once. But can you kind of see the methodology here? Like, you extend it, extend it, extend it until you're happy. Pretty much. I mean, that's the whole thing. You've just got to be happy with it. You just have to add layers and layers and layers. That's all it is about. And you just got to keep shrinking the tree, the leaves, like this, and just add layers, and it'll look quite natural by the end. Like, if you do it right, if you get a hang of the pattern, like, it will look quite natural. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. I might even fill in the center of this shape, because I mean that's quite decent. That doesn't look too bad whatsoever, right? And that's how you do the leaves of the tree. Now, I know that's a process, trust me, I've had to do this so many times, but you know, it looks quite good like that, right? That's a decent shape. It doesn't look that full though, because they're oak leaves. Jungle leaves are more full looking. It's just something that you got to live with it being oak. You can even fill it in on the inside if you want to. I'll show you what I mean later. But now that you've kind of like reached this sort of point where you've added layers, you've got a shape, you've done the front pretty much, we have to extend the outline backwards now. And we're going to do it by how many rows shall we do? We're going to extend the outline backwards by 3 rows. I'll show you what I mean, like 1, 2, 3. Just like that, right? We want to take every single block of the outline. You can just do the outline to make it easy on yourself, or you can like edit it as you go along, kind of like shrink it around, mess about with the shape. It will look more natural if you do this. We just want to take every single block of the outline pretty much, and we just want to extend it back by 3 rows. And the reason that it's 3 is because you want it to come as far back as to make it like extend out of the... What have I done? You want to extend it out of the back of the tree by 1 row. That's kind of the goal. Like, it all wants to come back about this far, and that's what you're looking to do. And then we can apply the same technique that we did already, in which we just build layers and layers and layers and layers and layers, and until we're eventually happy with the shape of the leaves. Which it's kind of hard to usually. It's kind of difficult to be happy with it. I've found it. You've really got to work at it to. This is me. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy. You've got to work at it to maintain a shape that you actually really do like with. You can see how we've done it. We've like extended it back by 3 rows. I think that's 3 until it's poking out of the back of the tree, and then we do the thing where we just apply layers, right? So it's just layers and layers and layers over and over and over again until you have pretty much the same sort of thing that you do on the front, and that's all there is to it. And I don't know how many times I can say that and repeat myself, but with this being oak leaves instead of jungle leaves, on the original I used jungle leaves. It doesn't make too much sense because there's absolutely no jungle materials used in it, so I decided to drop the jungle leaves for the oak leaves because I thought it might look a little bit more authentic. However, it does look worse, in my opinion, for the oak leaves. But there is a way around it, and I'll show you how to do it. But you can see, like, we're just shrinking the shape again. It's the same thing. I do think it does look better with the jungle leaves, but as I said, I mean, since there was absolutely no jungle materials used, even in the houses, not even the trunk of the tree, nothing. I decided that it'd be a good idea to swap it to oak leaves in my infinite wisdom. But, I mean, I'm guessing you guys would have just used whatever leaves you wanted to anyway. But, yeah, you can make the oak leaves look more full, and I will show you how to do that. Basically, all you do, and it's a very tedious process. I did do it on my on the original version of this. All you have to do is fill in the inside of the tree using a green block. Doesn't that sound crazy? It is. It takes forever. It really does. But I'll show you the difference between it in a bit. I'm kind of getting to the point where I quite like the shape of the tree on the back as well. After just adding layers and just like talking as I do, and mumbling on as I like to. I'm finding that I do quite like the shape on the back. So yeah, that looks pretty good. That's not too bad. That looks quite natural. But it is see-through, right? Like I said. So this is what we have right now, okay? We have our two homes, we have the tree. We're doing quite well for ourselves, right? We've only got a few more things to add, don't worry. So we want to add, so we need oak fence, wooden trapdoors, torches, stone brick slabs, water, vines, diamond shovel, or any shovel, diamond hoe, some seeds. And we will also need glowstone, but we'll do that in a bit. So around the base of the tree, I created a rather large pond. And to start the pond, all you have to do is you take out your stone brick slabs, and in front of the very base of the tree on the front, place some stone slabs, yeah? And then you just want to create a circular shape like this, just going around the base of your tree. So again, a lot of this is really like just do what comes natural, you know, just kind of like place the blocks as they come. So, you know, something circular like that around the base of the tree. I so happen to have built mine around the outline all the way up to the side of the grid like that. But the goal then is to knock out all of these blocks here, all the blocks inside of the area that we've just made, and I'm going to fill it in with water. But a cool effect, once I've filled it in with water, I'll show you when we can swap out for some glowstone, is, there we go. A cool effect that you can do with water is you can light it, I'm so bad, is you can light it up using some glowstone. Like if you just chuck a couple of bits of glowstone in the bottom of it, it'll be nice and bright, and it looks quite intriguing, or at least I think so anyway. So I'm going to now fill in this area using water buckets now that I've destroyed the base here, like this. And then, once the water is all nice and still, I'm going to get rid of the water buckets, glowstone, and I'm just going to chunk out some of the blocks, and I'm just going to lighten the area up with glowstone. You know, you don't even need so many of these, you know, 3, maybe even 4, something like that. Looks just fine. And a way to make the pool look a bit less boring is if you hang some vines from the branch of the tree just above, maybe even that many. They will hang down, and they'll actually like infiltrate the water a little bit. You can even do the same thing on the back if you want it to be a bit more thick. But yeah, they'll hopefully grow by the end of this, and we can get a pretty cool thing going. What else do we want to do? I'm probably not going to place any more vines, so I'll get rid of them. And I actually I need grass blocks, because I very sillily used a lot of concrete around the base of this when I have to place a farm, because I think it's kind of cool. Plus there's some like grass path and stuff. So I'm just going to quickly get rid of all of these numbers and stuff, right? I mean, I don't know whether you guys have done the same thing. It'd make no sense for you to make the numbers, but you might have placed the grid. So if you just clear that up, around the base of the pond, how far around did I go? Around the base of the pond, mainly staying to the left, right? So right about here, a nice little wheat farm looks quite nice. And it kind of vibes, right? Like it's kind of like nature. It kind of just goes with the whole vibe of the thing. But yeah, if you just plant some like seeds and stuff going around the pond, it'll actually look a lot nicer. And I don't have to destroy all of the grid Actually, I only have to destroy about this much of it, really. There we go, fill all that in. Just gonna, it's gonna go all the way around, pretty much. It's gonna come all the way around to the back. It doesn't have to, you know, it can be a single row, it can be a double row, it can be a huge farm, it can be a small farm. It could be a non-existent farm because you don't want it. It's up to you, but something like this looks quite nice, and when it grows, it'll look nicer. And a little bit of a path, a grass path, like in front of the area looks good as well. So as if it looks as though somebody's actually been like walking around the farm and has been walking around the front of the treehouse. You know, something like that looks quite nice, and it also makes sense, like somebody's actually like tending to the place. If you want to add more light to the trunk, I would recommend this little maneuver. Place an oak fence on the trunk, with a torch on top of the fence and a wooden trapdoor below it. It looks quite good. I quite like the look of it. I'm in fact going to place one just up above here as well, because I hate the thought of stuff like spawning and destroying stuff. I mean, the more light the better, obviously. I'm pretty sure where there's no torches, you know, stuff spawns. That is my very, very limited knowledge of survival. This is why I don't play survival. I'd be dead on night one. But, you know, stuff around the tree like that looks quite good. Something else that looks good hanging off the tree is, I always put these on tree houses because I love it. If you place some oak fence hanging down from anywhere, really, as long as it can hang, oak fence, with a glowstone, and then hang wooden trapdoors all the way around the glowstone, it's really cool. It adds more light, it looks good, and you can place those everywhere. I'm only going to place two. I'm placing one below the platform, and I'm going to place one below like the middle of the tree on the right hand side that overhangs, so right about here really. And I don't even want it to hang down that much because I want the light on the platform. I want quite a lot of light around here. If you wanted to lighten the place up, obviously, oh, what have I done? You could just place regular torches if you don't want to go through the hassle of placing the like the holders every time. But yeah, we've done a pretty good job here. I mean, you can see that Heinz beans. You can see that the vines are hanging down. They're starting to grow. The wheat is starting to grow. The tree is pretty much done. Like, that's pretty much the tree. What else could we do? So the only thing that we have left to do from here, I mean, here's a little thing that I don't know if you guys noticed, but pretty much in almost all of my builds there's a flower pot with a poppy. At least one, pretty much everywhere, and that's because it's one of my favorite little things to build. But you know, this looks pretty good. This looks great. I'm gonna clean up the area, but I'm gonna show you, if you want the tree to look a bit better, the actual leaves, grab a green block of your choice, and we'll also need the leaves as well. What am I doing? Grab a green block of your choice, and you can actually destroy your way into the center of the tree. And you can place, this is tedious. I would not recommend this, by the way. This will take forever. So I'm only going to do the front. But you can place green blocks or whatever color block you want on the inside of your tree. And it will give the effect that the leaves are greener. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish the effect, and I'll just show you how that looks a little. But how do I get out? Oh, there we go. So if we have a look from the outside now, it's a lot greener on the inside, isn't it? You can see where it's been placed. You can literally tell. I'm going to clean up the area a bit. Might even place a few more torches, but this is the treehouse actually done, guys. That's pretty much done. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what your treehouse should look like once it has been 100% fully completed. I have to tell you, I really like the effect of the lime concrete blocks inside of the oak leaves, maybe even more than jungle leaves themselves, because now the leaves kind of almost look as though they've got like a glow to them. They almost look a little bit radioactive. I really, really like that effect. But yeah, ladies and gents, that is the treehouse pretty much 100% fully completed. I do hope that this didn't pose too much trouble for you. Whilst I do think it was quite a long tutorial and maybe even a little bit tedious, I think it was really, really easy, or at least I'm hoping that that's the case. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please do remember to hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. It helps me out so much and it inspires me to make more stuff that you guys want to see. I made this because a lot of you guys have been enjoying my tree houses, which you can see a few of kind of like around in the background. So I thought that I'd make you guys another one that was a bit bigger. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel and click the little bell next to the subscription button to ensure that you get all my stuff sent directly to your sub box. Very, very important. And if you would like to make anything else by me, and as you can see, there is a weird variety all the way around us. We've got a whole lot of random stuff around us. I mean, yeah, to check it out, the best way is to go through the card system and the description below. If you want to make more tree houses, more modern houses, survival bases, weird houses, if you want to make Ricegum's house, you know, maybe even Jake Paul's old house. Maybe you want to live inside of a crafting table. I don't know. It's up to you. Maybe you want to live in a house completely made out of chests. Check out the card system in the description below for all of my other stuff. And that's pretty much everything, guys. I really do appreciate every single one of you for watching the videos and for subscribing to the channel and supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye! And this video subscriber shoutout goes to... My weave was snatched. Who commented? My nan's bald. And that's such a ridiculous thing to comment. I guess it's kind of with the name as well. It kind of goes together with the name. Even at the time, I didn't know what to make of this. I responded, I don't know whether you deserve a shout out for this. And only until I went back to this comment today and I noticed one shout out equals one wig for my nan, did I decide that you deserve a shout out. Now, I would highly doubt that you have any videos my weave was snatched, but I'll link your channel down below in the description. It was just such a ridiculous comment, I couldn't help but actually just give you a shout out. Thank you for commenting on my video, I guess. I don't know whether you've commented any other time, but you've earned this. Thank you so much for everybody that has commented on my videos and subscribed and supported the channel and has clicked the little bell next to the subscription button. I really do thank every single one of you that does that and does continue to support the videos. This comment really did catch me off guard. I'm still not sure whether the guy deserves a shout out, but I don't want his nan to be walking around bald. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one, where I'm hopefully a little bit less confused on who deserves a shout out and doesn't.